so bright.
Makes it feel like nobody else but my.
I am so excited for the video I have planned for today. I am using the James Charles Morphe palette, but what I am doing is I'm not creating a look with just this palette. I'm comparing it to a fake James Charles Morphe palette. So obviously James himself has done this video, and I've seen quite a few other people do it, and I have a friend called Lucy who got given this for Christmas by her mum. She got the new version afterwards. She gave it to me and was like, oh, do you want to do a video where you test them both? So thank you to Lucy for helping me by giving me this palette to use for this video. And if you would like to see the difference between a fake and a real James Charles Morphe palette, then keep on watching. So to straight away start off, the first thing I saw when Lucy gave this to me is that the size difference. So as you can see, the real one is a lot bigger than the small one. It's also a lot thicker. I also noticed the difference in the quality. This picture looks really fuzzy and not very good, and it also looks very dark, whereas this one is a really good quality photo. He looks his skin tone obviously, and yeah. So another thing with the packaging, when you open the real one, I've had this for a while so I've had to put it back in the packaging. It comes with bubble wrap and then the palette inside of the bubble wrap. So that's one thing I did really like about this palette. It means it couldn't get broken in shipping. And then with the fake one, it literally comes as the palette. When you come to the actual palette, again, the size difference is very significant. So the back is very different. It's got what is written on the back of this one, but really big on the back. So then when you open the palette with the real one, I've used this obviously, so it's not looking too good. It comes with the little I don't actually know what this is called, and these are the shades. There's a lot of shimmers and matte shades. And then when you open this one, it still comes with this, but the writing on it is so thick and big. Putting the palettes next to each other, I don't know how you're best going to be able to see it. You can definitely tell that the real one is a lot more pigmented, a lot better. From literally just looking at it, this one is so much more brighter. So I've come a bit closer. I am putting the ears on and let's begin. So one of the first colours I was drawn to when I first used this palette was the bright yellow shade B, and I absolutely love this yellow. I think it is such a good yellow. I know a lot of yellows, when I use them, they kind of just blend into nothing. So I have always loved this yellow. I definitely think it's one of the best shades in the palette, and I'm just going to focus that on the inner half of my crease. And then on a different brush, I'm going to take the fake B, and I'm kind of scared to put these in my eyes because I don't actually know what ingredients are in it. Oh my god. Hello. You can't even tell on the camera how bad this is, but I literally can barely see it. So the next shade I'm going to use is the bright orange, and that's called 518, and I really like this orange because it is very bright and it's very pigmented, just like all the other eyeshadows in this palette. And I'm going to blend this in to the yellow but keep it on the centre of the crease. Right, okay, and now onto the fake palette, and I'm going to use this orange shade, which straight away isn't even the same colour at all. And once again, I can't see it. It literally, you put it on your eye and then you go to blend it and it just doesn't actually give you anything to use. Okay, trying to move on, we are taking the shade You're Kidding, which is the best red eyeshadow I've ever used. This is literally, like James said, one of the only complete red eyeshadows on the market now. This is one of the best red eyeshadows, so I have no idea after this how the fake one would ever top this eyeshadow. So I've just been trying to work out where the shade, the red shade, is supposed to be on this palette. That is supposed to be a bright red. That is the red in the real palette. That is the red in the fake palette. Okay, after what felt like packing on about 100,000 layers, I wanted to get this, and I've literally got this, a messy, like, faint, I don't even know, and this is literally the best I can get out of that red. So next I'm taking a white, I can't even think what this is called, white concealer, and I'm just cutting my crease how I usually would. Right, so I finally cut both of the creases, and this eye literally did it how I usually do it normally, but this eye, I found it really hard to actually get the concealer to stick to the eyeshadow. I was kind of putting it on and it kept going really patchy, so I've had to put so much more concealer than I usually would on this eye, and it just, I don't know, it just wasn't sticking as well as it kind of should be. So the first colour I'm going to take is the bright pink shade, and I am going to take that on a more dense brush, and I am just blending that into the outside of the bit that we have cut the crease of, and yeah, I'm just slowly blending that into the red. Okay, I can work with that. Compared to this eye, how much more patchy this side is. I don't understand, it just does. Okay, the next shade I'm taking is this purple. This is called Single, and I'm just blending that into the pink next on the lid, and yeah. And then I'm now taking it on the fake side, and this does actually look like quite a similar colour. It definitely is one of the eyeshadows in the palette that looks a bit more similar to what it's supposed to be. I think so far it kind of looks nothing like it, but that is the best eyeshadow pigmentation I've had on any of the eyeshadows. Next shade I'm going to take is the bright blue shade. This is, in my opinion, the most pigmented colour in this palette, so I always get a little bit scared when I use it because I think this is one of the most pigmented eyeshadows I have actually ever used, and a little bit goes such a long way with this eyeshadow. Oh, wait a minute. In the fake palette, this is actually a shimmer. Oh, I didn't even realise that. I'm now using a random shimmer shade. So yeah, that's really, really good. And then finally, I'm taking the final shade, which is this green, and it's called Social Blade, and I'm just packing that in to the inner part of my crease. And finally, with the fake one for the top lid. Oh my god, this is also a shimmer. Why has that happened for the last two shades? I guess it's kind of good that it's those two and I've used them on the inside, because it could look like I did it on purpose. I actually had to end up using my finger, and it still looks like lovely. I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter to spice it up a little bit and make it look a tiny weeny bit nicer. I'm just using the Wild Style glitter, which is like the iridescent glitter pieces, and then the adhesive that it comes with. And now I'm really quickly going to add some lashes before I do the lower lash line. For the lower lash line, I'm going to use the red shade, and I'm going to bring that underneath the eye. And then I'm also going to use the yellow underneath that just to blend it out a bit better. After I did that, I completely forgot the red on the fake side is shocking, so thanks for that, Olivia. Well done for using your brain. And then for the inner corner, I am taking this shade, which is called Ring Light, and I'm just taking that on my pinky, and I'm just putting that in my inner corner of my eye. And then finally, I'm taking a more dense brush, and I'm taking the black shade and just blending that in to my eyelashes, just to kind of more give the bottom a bit more depth. And I'm just going to finish this look off with a nude lipstick. This is the one I created with the Real palette. And then this is what I've created with the fake palette. So to start off, The one thing that I think is mainly bad compared to everything else is that some of the like eyeshadows in the real palette were matte and then some of them were shimmer. I think that was very weird, so that's obviously why the blue and the green in this eye was a different colour to the blue and green in this eye. The blending was horrible. It just stuck to certain patches in the eye. You can still see here I've just got this weird patch of like red orange. Yeah, the pigmentation compared to the real side was shocking, to be fair. The only colour that I think had a decent amount of pigmentation was the blue, but again it was shimmer and it shouldn't have been, and also the pink and the purple. So those were the three colours that actually kind of had any reflection to the pigmentation on this side. I think overall it's just not worth it. I think spending £20 on this when you could just like save up a bit longer to then spend 39, I don't even know how much is that, 37? But I think the price you're paying for the fake side doesn't even, like, I think that's even a rip-off, because it literally is one of the worst eyeshadow palettes I've ever used. The pigmentation was awful. I think you can get drugstore palettes for 10 times cheaper that are so much better, and I just don't think you should waste your money in buying fake products because they don't work as well as the real products. And that's why obviously they're so much cheaper, because one, you don't know what the ingredients are in them, like you have no idea what is in them, so that's why I'm scared. I'm going to go take this off my eyes straight away. And two, they just really just don't work as well. So overall, I would not recommend buying a fake James Charles Morphe. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had so much fun filming this video. I definitely want to try out more fake versus real makeup, and if you would like to see that, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye!
Too many times